Hey everyone, I'm back. I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. Facebook just like knocked me out. So I'm not sure what happened there. Okay. We're gonna try this again. You know me and technology, and then you know how Facebook like to change things. But I am back. Let me see if I can pull you guys up with the new live now, being that they kicked us out the first one. So I hope you guys can come out of that one and meet me in this one. I think I have you guys up now. Yes, I do. I do. And hello, everyone. When you come in, make sure you say hi. Let me know where you're checking in from. Let me know if you do any crafts. What kind of crafts you do. And hey, Amanda, thank you. I saw your comment right before I got kicked out before. I'm not sure what happened. But I'm going to put my gloves on so I don't forget. And I start messing around with my glassware. My fingerprints get all over the place. But we are doing something totally different today. We are doing wedding centerpieces. And at one point, when I first made this wedding centerpiece, I think maybe 3-4 years ago now I made this. It was way before the pandemic, so I think it was like 4 years ago. Everything on the table came from the Dollar Tree. At this point, it's not like that anymore. So I'm going to let you know what came from the Dollar Tree and where the rest of the stuff came from as well. So if you want to try to replicate this, you can. This stand winds up this wedding centerpiece is about 23.5 inches in height, if I'm not mistaken. It's 23.5 inches, but we will measure that once I put the top on. And what we're going to use is this glass bowl here from the Dollar Tree. Okay, now you can get this from the Dollar Tree. Okay, these bowls are still at the Dollar Tree. All right, and they had the white sticker at the bottom. Of course, I soaked that off and cleaned it to make sure you don't have any residue or nothing on the bottom. So we're going to have, you get this glass bowl right here from the Dollar Tree. You also can get the small fish bowls from the Dollar Tree. These are the small ones, okay? They have two sizes. They have the large one and they have the small one, and these are the small ones, so make sure you get the small ones. And of course, these also come with that white sticker at the bottom. You just soak it off, make sure the residue is off, and make sure it's nice and clean. So you got the small fish bowl, and then you have this bowl. Now, both of these you can get at the Dollar Tree. Okay? Now, these right here they're called Candle FX, and they're at Hobby Lobby. And they come in a container like this. Right? See what they look like. Put like a little candle, two little tea candle in there. And you can put it in something, place it on something, and you'll see what we're going to do with this. But this comes from Hobby Lobby, and it is $3.99. Not sure if that's I don't know if that's the sale price or that's the regular price. But it comes in a container like this. That's the container. And it's $3.99. And you get 4 of them. Hold on. 4 or 5. 1, 2, 3. You get 5 of them to a pack. I had to buy 2 packs because I'm making 6 of these. Of course, Katrina had to have the number where I had to buy a second container. So these came from the Hobby Lobby. Okay, Hobby Lobby. All right. And then the glassware here I had to order because at one point it did come from the Dollar Tree. 4 years ago, you can get this glass at the Dollar Tree. You can no longer get this at the Dollar Tree. I have looked, scoured, have hunted down, been to several different Dollar Trees. I cannot find this in the Dollar Tree anymore. So what I had to do was try to find it online, and I did. And it took me a while to find it. I finally found it because you have to get the right height. So this height on this glass is at least 8 inches high. So you want to make sure you get the glass that's 8 inches high. And I think it holds 19 3/4 of liquid or something like that. So that may be the glass called Pilner, Pilner glasses. So these you have to order online because I have not found them in a Dollar Tree anymore. And the box that I received, it came with 12, and it was around $50. It was right at $50, maybe a little over with tax and everything. But for 12 of them, it was like $50, which was perfect for me because I need 12 for my project for this wedding centerpiece. So it worked out for me. All I need to get was one case, which was 12. So this is what I got. So this is what the glass look like. All right, we're gonna put this to the side. All right, so let's start assembling. Like I said, this is something different. I don't have wreath materials in front of me. I don't have balloons in front of me, but we are gonna make this gorgeous centerpiece, and it is really easy. It just takes time for the glue to dry and really set. So it's layers that you have to do this in. But once it's together, like I said, the ones that I have them upstairs already with florals on them. And if you guys want, I can run upstairs and get that. I meant to bring one downstairs to show you guys kind of like a finished product. It's upstairs. But once it's done, it is gorgeous. So this is what we first do. You make sure you take your bowl. You make sure you clean it very well. I wear gloves. The reason why I wear gloves, because you don't want fingerprints all on the inside, all on the outside of your glassware when you're putting it together, right? Say if I have to stick my hands inside the glass for any particular reason, you don't want it to be glued down and then you look, oh, well, look at the fingerprints. That's right inside the glass. So I suggest you wear some sort of gloves, hand coverings, that way your fingerprints can stay off of the glassware while you're making it. Especially if you want to sell this, especially if you're using it for your business. You want to make sure at least the inside stays as clean as possible without your fingerprints on it, because trust me, they will see it. They will see it. They will see it. So you want to make sure your glassware is clean. So all your glassware is clean. So you make sure you take it out, you clean all your glassware. I like to use a measuring thing to make sure it's leveled, because what I do is I actually, as I'm building it, I will put it on top to make sure that when I stack this glass on this plate that it's leveled, right? You always want to make sure that. Hey, how you doing? I don't have my glasses on. I think that's Latricia. I hope I'm saying your name wrong. I don't have my glasses on, so please excuse me. I'm trying to read it. But thank you. Hey, yeah, gloves is a great idea. Absolutely. So I use a level, right, to make sure all of my levels of glassware that I'm going to stack, being that this is going to be 23.5 inches high, is level. That way when you put your flowers on the top or whatever decorative thing you're going to put on top, or you may just leave it plain and just fill it with beads, it's not, you're not sitting at the table and everybody's turning their head to the side, this way, side, that way, because this is off. Okay, you want to make sure it's level. So this is a great investment instead of just trying to eyeball it. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. The first time I made this, I eyeballed it. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I did eyeball it. But I realized I don't need to do that, especially if I'm going to be selling it to somebody. I need to make sure it's straight. So get yourself a level. Okay. I like to use the E6000 glue. As you can see, this is really used and worn now. It's E6000 glue. So you can also use hot glue as well. I don't like using the hot glue a lot when I'm using this, because when hot glue dries, it dries sort of like a cloudy white, and you really don't want that to show up through your glass. Now, when I show you how I attach it, right? You can put maybe little tiny beads of the hot glue, which I have here. Don't get me wrong, I have it, right? This is my glue gun, I have it. And it's hot and it's ready. You can put little dabs of glue like at the bases just so it can stay in that place. I don't too particularly like doing it. I have done it. I did it here and I can actually see the glue and it's irking my nerves. So when I made it the next time, I did not make it with the glue at all. The only thing about E6000 you have to know is that it does not dry automatically. Your glassware will move if you hit it, right? It takes about 24 hours for this glue to really cure. Now within, I would say 2 or 3 hours. It's kind of set, you know, but if you really push it, it'll move, right? So, you know, make sure as you're building it, you don't manhandle it, so to speak, right? You don't want to be grabbing it. You don't want to be pushing, shoving it around, because you're going to knock it off. And then you got to reposition it all over again. You got to get your level, do all of this, and reposition it again. But I do recommend using this glue because once it dries pretty clear and you don't see it, and you only need a little bit of it, okay? But like I said, you can use the hot glue gun if you feel comfortable with using a hot glue gun. Like if you're going to cover the bottom base with some rhinestones, then you can put more hot glue at the bottom because nobody's going to see it. If you're going to put material, like say you're using it for your wedding or your child's birthday or somebody's husband's birthday, and you know that it's going to be some sort of decorative design around the bottom, or you're going to paint it a color or something, like these can be blue or silver or gold stands or whatever the case may be, then you can go ahead and put the hot glue around the bottom. Nobody's going to know you're going to put paint over it, right? But if it's going to stay clear, you want to be particular about how much glue and which glue you use, because you don't want a whole bunch of glue to be seen on your piece, right? Because that's going to take away from the beauty. That's my spill on glue. All right, so E6000 glue. So you really don't need too much more than that. We can get started. So as you can see in front of me, I have one of the glass bowls. I have one of the cups, and what I did was I turned the cup upside down. Turned the glass bowl upside down. I then took the E6000 glue, right? And on this second rim right here on the glass, I know it's kind of far away, but it's 1, 2, 3 rims, like circles. This one right here is where that glass sits, right inside that rim. So what I do is I hit that with a little bit of E6000 glue all the way around, right at the edge where that rim is, because that's where the glass sits at. So this is what I mean. I take the glass and I set it right here, and you see where it fits? Right into that rim, that second rim. This is where it sits on this glass bowl, which is perfect, right? Perfect. Because it's actually sitting there. That rim around that glass bowl helps it set into place. So what I do is I take the E6000 glue, like I said, I go to that second rim, I give the glue just a little tiny squeeze. Don't squeeze, you don't need a whole bunch of glue. Don't put a glob of glue all on your project. Just a small little bead of glue going around right on the inside of that rim, right? So you squeeze it just a little bit. You start putting that little tiny bead of glue right along that rim. That's all you need to do. And you go all the way along the rim. Now, if you want, like I said, you can hit it with a little bead of the glue gun if you want. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take my glass and I'm going to set my glass right on the inside of that rim, right where that glue is. Now I'm going to move these two over because these two I've already glued down. So now that I have this sitting here, this glass can move. It's still movable. Okay, because I said the E6000 don't set right away. I'm going to take my level and I'm going to put it on top of my glass. And you want to know what? I kind of got it right where it needs to be right now. Now, this glass bowl has like these little X designs on the bottom, right? You hear that? It's thin, so it's not completely flat, right? So you may have a little movement in your glass. So you have to let it set, right? You have to let it set. So when you are trying to get it leveled, just move it around just enough where it's just in that center. No, you have to move it around a little bit because of the ridges that's in this bowl. So once I know it's leveled that direction, I then take the level and I put it this direction. I look again. I see that, okay, I may have to come over a little bit on this end to make it level on that side. And now it's level on that side. I'm going to pick the level up again, and I'm going to come back to the front and see if I got it leveled all the way around. Okay? You just want to take that step to do that. Now, this may need to move over just a tad, and you may not get it exactly in the middle, because remember, these have ridges. So don't beat yourself up about it. Don't beat yourself up about it. It don't have to be exact, because if it did, then this bowl would not be good for it because of the texture that the bottom has, because that texture just throws it off just a smidget, okay? But it'll be okay. So it's pretty good this way. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to look at it this way. It is pretty good that way. I'm just giving it a little move, just giving it a little tug. And that's where we have it. Right now, this is where it's at, right? This is it. This is where it's at. So that's the base. Now, I've already glued these two together, and I'm going to show you how I did that, right? This is glued to it. I'm going to show you what I mean by glued these two. I took a tea light holder and a small fish bowl. Tea light holder and a small fish bowl, right? I dropped the tea light holder right in a small fish bowl, and it fits perfectly. Look at that. It fits perfectly right in the top. Now you ask yourself, Katrina, why are you dropping the tea light holder on the top of the fish bowl? Because this is what happens. Let me get another glass. You need that tea light holder to hold your glass on top of the fish bowl. You have the fish bowl, you take the glass. If there's no tea light holder on top, look what happens. Your glass goes straight through, right? But if you have the tea light holder and you drop that down in the glass, and then you set this glass on top, you got a place for that glass to set. Aha. And it gives the top of the glass a little bit of dimension, because if you look here, you'll be like, what is that? You know, it makes the glass look a little different. It don't just look like just a plain old fishbowl glass. You're trying to figure out, wow, like, what is that? Why does it have like a dip in the middle? Because it has this little tea light holder in it, you know? So that's why you put the tea light holder in it. Let me show you how we do this. Now, these have already been glued in, okay? I've leveled them and everything. Like I said, it may not be perfect, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. So we've done those two. So I'm going to show you. That sits right in the top. And you really can't see it because this is glass. But when you get it in front of you, if you decide to make these, this tea light holder sets just maybe a smidget above the top of the fish bowl, right? So when you glue this, you just glue the inside of the fish bowl and set your tea light on top. So I'll show you. You take your E6000 glue, you give it a little tiny squeeze, because if you give it a lot squeeze, you're going to get a lot of glue coming out. And you slowly go around the edge of your fish bowl. Just putting a little bit of glue, not that much. Remember, you got time, because this glue doesn't dry with it. It ain't like the glue gun where the glue dries right away. You got time to work with this. So you give it a little squeeze. You spread the glue right along that rim. Right along that rim. And I should have my glasses on. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I should have my glasses on and I don't. And then you take the tea light, little holder, and you place it right in. Now, you have time to level that. So then you get your level. And you mess around with it. It's good that direction. It's good that direction. Take it, and I want to put it the other direction. And it is just about good on the other direction. Let me give it a little tap. And you have to mess around with it just a little bit. That looks about good there. I'm going to bring it back to the front. I'm going to see if it messed up my level up front. It did not. This is level. Now what you do is you take this to the side and carefully put this to the back. Let that dry. I'm going to look at my other ones. That one is good. Look at that one. That one is good. I'm looking at that one. That one is good. Right? So now, since we've done these, I'm going to pick one that it's not completely dry, but this is one of the first ones that I did. So we can go to the next level. So now we've got the base built, right? The bowl and the first glass. We've built our tea light, the second, the middle. Okay? This is the middle. And I did this together like this. So now we take the next step and we have to place this on top of that. Right? Because we're building up. We're building our stand up. So now we've got that way. We turn this over. We take the hot glue gun. I really don't want to place that on top because that glue can still move. This over. And we go along the base. It's got something on the bottom of that. I don't know why. There's something on the bottom of this glass, and it shouldn't be anything on the bottom of my glass. Okay, there it is. I'm like, wait a minute now. One of the main things I told you is make sure it's clean, right? All right, so there we go. We're back. All right, so now what we want to do, we want to take this and we just want to hit this with a little E6000 glue around the bottom. Not a whole bunch, just enough. We want to flip this over and we want to place this right in the middle. You have to stand up for this. This is a high table, so it's going to be kind of hard for me to... I'm going to kind of use my hand and see if that's where it needs to be. I give it just a little slight push down because I want that glue to spread and make more contact with the glass in this fishbowl, right? Because we want to make sure that that has good contact. So when it dries completely, it's going to have good hold. I'm going to bring this back up, my level back up to here, and we're good. We are good. Of course, some things are not going to be absolute. Like I said, it don't have to be exactly in the middle, okay? Because remember, the texture on that bowl throws it off just a little bit. So you may have a little lean, but as long as it's still in between those two lines, even if it's a little more to the left, a little more to the right, long as you got it in that middle, which I do here, it's more over to this side, but it's still in the middle, it's still good, okay? Just know that. So don't get all bent out of shape and, you know, lose it and have a fit. And I'm just maneuvering around on the top just to make sure I don't have too much hanging over on one side. I'm using my hands to make sure it feels good, like enough space on both sides. And that's what you want to do. Just look at it. Make sure it feels good to you. I'm looking at it. It looks really, really straight. It looks really, really good. Now, normally you would let this sit and you would let this dry, right? You let it dry in stages, at least a couple of hours in between each stage. That way you make sure nothing moves. Now, I've already put at the bottom of this one, I put some hot glue. So I know my base wasn't really going to move. I didn't want to put any hot glue on this one because when you spread it, once that hot glue dries, you're going to see that cloudy glue with the connection from the fish bowl to the glass. You don't want that. So do not use the hot glue with the connection to the fish bowl and the glass because you are going to see it. Now, like I said before, if you're going to paint it, it don't matter, right? Because you're going to cover it with the color of the paint. It don't matter. But if you're going to leave it clear, don't use the hot glue for the connection from the bowl to the cup. All right? So the next step you want to do is you want to make sure the bottom of the glass is clear, and you want to have this glass and you want to set this glass right on top. Look how gorgeous that is. That's your centerpiece. That is your centerpiece. That's it in a nutshell. So what we do, we turn this over. We hit this with a little E6000 glue. You can look back up here to see how far out you need to have the glue come, because you don't need to put the glue all in the middle because it'll be in this opening here. So you bring it around the outside rim of the glass. And like I said, you don't need a whole bunch of glue, just enough to make sure it adheres. And that's all I'm doing here. Then you take it and you place it on top. You use your fingers to see if you center it. Now, if you have a shorter table, then you can actually stand over your table and you can kind of see to make sure it's in the center. So if you're doing it on a regular table, you know, you can possibly just look straight down and see how centered it is. But I'm using my hands and it's like the same amount of space all the way around. Once again, you're going to pull out our level. Boom, that is perfect. Perfect. This is why you want to keep leveling at each stage. Because now it's at the top. And I don't know if you can see it, but that is exactly in the middle. And that's what you want when you're building these. Let's see the height on this. That's 18 right there. 22, 23. It's like 23.5 inches. Okay, that's the height on these. 23.5 inches. What do y'all guys think? What do you think you can use these for? Let me know in the comments. Let me know. Let me know what you think about this centerpiece. And if you hold on 1 minute, I'm going to run upstairs and I'm going to get one that's done that way. I can show it to you guys. Now, this is what you do for all of them. Now, at this point, you gently move this over to the side, wherever you're going to have it setting at, and you let that dry. If you can let it dry for several days without messing with it, then you let it set for several days and do not mess with it. Let it completely dry before you start moving it around, carrying it and putting it places. Just let it dry. So you just put it to the side, you let it dry. You start stacking the rest of them, the same thing. You just let it dry. Just let it sit wherever it's going to sit and let it dry. I'm going to run upstairs and get one that's done so I can show it to you. I'll be right back. Voila. Can you guys see that? Maybe too close. Can you guys see that? Look at that. I'm going to bring it down here in a chair so you can get the full effect. This is it. Once I put florals to it. This is for a wedding that I'm doing November 17th, I think it is. And these are her colors. And these are her centerpieces. And this is how it looks when you have the florals put on it. Now, picture sitting on a table, table linen, white table linen, beautiful place setting, a blue light shining up the bottom of the glass. So all of the bottom glass, this bottom glass here is going to be illuminated with blue light. Okay, so the blue light is going to shine all the way up in this glass. That's why I love leaving this clear. Okay, because you can change the color by the lighting. You know, the little tea lights that come in different colors, illuminate, and that's what we have blue ones. So the blue light is actually going to shine up at the bottom of this centerpiece. And this is how you do this. Now, if you want to know anything about the centerpieces, you guys can always reach out to me, send me a message. Put a comment in the link, you know, put a comment in here. Let me know, hey, Katrina, I love the centerpiece. how you built it. Can you show me how you did the flowers? The flowers is great. These are hydrangeas, white and blue hydrangeas, and a couple of little greeneries. We found I buy a lot of my floral stuff from a wholesaler in North Georgia. So I drive up there and get my flowers there. So I get a pretty good value on my flowers. And this is what we put together. Me and my daughter, we put this together. We actually have 4 more to go. And then plus we have to do the bride's table and we have to do her arch. But this is how it will turn out. This is it right here. You want to see it up close? I said I don't think you can see everything. The camera won't pick it up really good. I'm too close. But this is it in a nutshell. Florals is done. You can see the glass bowl at the bottom. See the fish bowl in the middle. And then the glass at the top. Okay? And the glass at the top. But this is how it would look if you kept it clear and then you did it whatever floral arrangement that you wanted to do it with. So all right, you guys, I showed you how I put that together. I don't know if you guys want to see me do another one. I don't see any comments, but I guess I can put one more together and then I will let you guys go. Just want to make sure I have this stable on the table. All right, let me do one more really quick for you guys. Okay, so we have the base. Remember, we attached this. We put the bead of glue around the second line here on the plate. Got this first line, then you got the second line, and you got the inner. So we're in this middle or second line, and we're putting the bead of glue right up against that outer line, right here, right up against that line. That's where we're putting our bead of glue at. We did that. We attached this. We then did our level, right? Did our level, made sure it was level this way, made sure it was level that way. We did good. Then we took the tea light holder, we glued the rim of the small fish bowl, took the tea light holder, dropped that in. Once we did that, we then took the level, we put that on top. We made sure that was level one way. We made sure it was also level the next way. The next step you do is you then turn this over and you take your glue, or you don't even have to do that. You can just glue the bottom of the glass here. We glue the bottom of the glass there. We place this in the middle of that. We give it a little smush down. Not too hard, remember, not too hard, because this bottom part can still move. We don't want to move it. We just want to give it a little, just a little push down, just a little push down to get the glue to spread out so you can get good contact with that E6000 glue so the pieces don't come apart. I'm telling you, the one that's sitting over here, I did 4 or 5 years ago. It's at least 4 years old, at least. And I haven't had not one problem, knock on wood, that it came apart. At least I hope not until after this wedding. So we give it a good push down. We get the level again. It's leveled. It's leveled that way. Turn around, we look at it this way. And it's leveled this way. There you go. Now once we have this built, we then get another glass. You get another glass, right? Turn the glass upside down. And remember, we use gloves because we don't want to get fingerprints inside the glass or all outside the glass. Because what I do, like this is going to be delivered to my girlfriend probably by the end of this weekend. Once I let them sit for the next 2 days and completely dry. And then I will clean the outside of them really, really good. And then I will deliver them to her. So we just want to make sure they stay clean. So you make sure you wear your gloves. So once you do this, you make sure you glue like the outer rim of the bottom of the glass. You don't need to glue the middle because this tea light thing is open in the middle. You just need to glue the outer rim of the glass because that's what's going to make contact with that tea light holder, right? So you just glue that outer rim. Turn this over. And you center it as best as you can. More than likely, you will be at a table where you can look down at your centerpiece and you can see if it looks somewhat to the middle, you know, somewhat centered. I'm just giving a little push down, just a little push down. Remember, we want it to adhere. We want the glue to spread. So just gently push it down, gently. Come up here for level, and it's level. Come up here and it's leveled, right? And that's what you want. Because at this point, you can still move stuff around because remember that E6000 glue doesn't dry right away. So you have time. So I'm feeling around trying to make sure this glass is in the center. I'm putting my hands around to feel the spacing. And the spacing feels real even all the way around. I'm giving it little gentle pushes down, push downs. Now I realize that this just moved. So that's why I said you still have time to do stuff. So that moved over a little bit, which is fine because we can fix it. But by me pushing it down, that's what happened. Things move. And that's why you just got to keep checking. And it's always good to have like a wipe, because with this E6000 glue, if you have a wipe, the wipe takes the E6000 glue off of your hands or, you know, the gloves that you're wearing. It also helps when if it gets to the side of the bowl of the glass, like we have here, we have just a little bit of spillage. And we just take the wipe and go around. That's all. When you want to move it, make sure you move the whole base. All right, I'm going to check level again. It's still leveled. So we're still good. We're still good. We're going to take this and we're going to move it. And that's how you build it, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. That's how you do it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I didn't want it to be a long video. Thank you. Thank you, Latricia, right? Thank you so much for watching. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it. What could you use this for? Let me know. What do you think you can use this for? Just a wedding or birthday? You know, what could you use this for? Or would you color it? That's a good question. Would you spray paint this or would you keep this clear? My opinion, I would keep it clear. But if I had a customer that really liked it and I had no way of getting the pieces, because the bowls at the bottom, it's not at everybody's Dollar Tree is different. So you may not be able to find this bowl. You may have to substitute for another bowl. But if they wanted this particular one, then, you know, and I didn't have any more, and they wanted it in like a nice royal blue or a gold, metallic gold or metallic silver, I may spray paint it. I don't know. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't. Now I have 10 pieces. I have 10 centerpieces. I would not spray paint all 10 pieces. No, no ma'am. No ma'am. I would ask them, could I make them another kind of centerpiece that's a version of this? Because you can't find all the same pieces. And then I would come up with a different probably base or different glass. But let me know, would you spray paint, you know, would you paint this or would you leave it clear? Let me know in the comments, ladies and gentlemen, what would you do with this? Do you think it would be something that you would spray paint or something you would keep clear like I keep it clear? Okay? But I enjoy showing you guys how to make this. I try to remember. I have sat down here almost every other day and made wreaths, and I keep forgetting to go live. I do apologize. I will try to get better with that. I will. I just forget. But I got started, as you see today, and I remembered, so I made sure I came on and I did a video with you guys. But I'm going to sit here tonight and I'm going to finish putting these 6 together so I can actually put them on a table somewhere where they won't be touched and they can completely dry before I drop them off to my customer this weekend. So I'm going to sit down here and do that before I go to bed tonight, so this can be done, so her stuff will be ready for her. Because my wedding stuff is looking good. I love it. Like I said, I'll show it to you guys again. This is what it looks like once I put my florals on. And I know you can't really see it very well, but this is it. Once it has all the florals on it. Looking big and beautiful. And if you can only imagine 10 of these all around your wedding venue or your birthday party, you know, this just makes the room gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. All right, you guys, I'm going to get out of here so I can finish building the rest of them. I hope you guys love the tutorial. It's moving. That's another thing about this glue. Let me just point this. The E6000, they slide sometimes. Oh boy, that's blocking the light, ain't it? You have to check your pieces because the E6000 glue will, if it's air underneath it, like it's air underneath this one, so it keeps the air keeps moving it and sliding it. Just keep checking it. Just keep checking it. This is set. This is set. This hasn't moved. That's good. That hasn't moved. That's pretty good. This moved, so I'm just resetting it. So just check it periodically. It's still leveled. It's still good. So just check it periodically and make sure it's okay. But it should be good. So that's a good thing. I'm glad it happened so I can remind you guys. Watch it when you put the glue down on the fishbowl to the glass. If it's any air pockets in it, it will tend to want to push the glass one way or the other as a setting. Okay, so once you make it, go back to it and check them again, because like I said, the glue is still kind of wet, so you can still maneuver it. So if it slides over, you can move it. So just remember that. All right, you guys, I am Katrina, the owner of Kathleen Creations, Reefs and Things. And if you can please go over to my YouTube channel and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can see more videos of me building stuff, mainly reefs and balloon decor. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm only halfway there. So if you guys can help me out, I would greatly appreciate it. I have over 1,000 people on Facebook, so I'm hoping that 1,000 people on Facebook can go over to my YouTube channel and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you're not on my Facebook and you just want to subscribe to my YouTube, please do that. I'm also on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, and I'm also on Pinterest, so you can check out my pages there. I have a website, which is kathleenscreations.com, if you want to purchase a reef from me. I'm also on Etsy if you want to purchase a reef from me. If you want to order balloon decor for me, just go to the kathleenscreations@gmail.com and shoot me an email, or you can DM me on either one of the platforms and I'll get back to you. If you want to see a lot of my balloon decor, if you're interested in that, a lot of that is on my TikTok and on my Facebook page. I have not posted a listing on my YouTube yet, but that is coming. That is coming. So, okay, guys, thank you guys for checking in with me. Thank you guys for watching me. Definitely comment. Let me know when you watch it. Let me know where you're watching from. You would keep it. Oh, I see. I see. You would keep it clear. More options, I think. Yes, absolutely. I agree. I agree. Amanda, thank you. Thank you, Amanda. Thanks for checking in, girl. And I do appreciate you guys for checking in with me. I appreciate you guys for commenting. If you know your friends and family, please like and share this video. Like I said, if you can get you and your friends to go over to my YouTube channel so I can help build that YouTube channel, I would greatly appreciate it. And until we meet again, I want you guys to be safe, all right? Bye.